It's back to school day in Quebec City. The National Assembly session resumed Tuesday. Joining us to talk about what to expect is political analyst Karim Boulos. Thank you so much for your time, Karim.
My pleasure.
So what are the biggest things to look out for this session? The CAQ government is looking to pass some major health and education bills.
Absolutely. I think that this is long overdue, and with the aftershock of COVID-19, the Legault government is going to have to bring forward some radical changes to our healthcare system, because we saw that we were very ill prepared for dealing with a pandemic. And with a new uptick in cases, there's talk again about voluntary vaccinations. And so there's always going to be something in the air. And I think the medical system, the way it has been running for the last few years, has shown its weaknesses, and people without family doctors and people who are, waiting in lines for months to get surgeries. This has to be fixed once and for all. So I think that that's top of his list, and the CAQ's obligation to Quebecers. Education reform, we've seen dozens over the last few years. We've changed the curriculum. We've changed teaching methods, the focus of, math and science. We've focused on language. We've looked at history and culture. And I mean, at some point, the pandemic showed us the weakness in the system with regards to what do we do when we are shut down for a few weeks or a few months. And a recent survey showed that students in grade 6 are not really ready for grade 7 or ready to start high school. Now, is that a function of COVID, or is that a function of the way the system has been readjusted so many times that we're not helping our students meet the needs of the future job market? So I think that whole rethink has to be done once and put in place for a longitudinal study. We can't keep changing education systems every 5 to 6 years. So those are the two top of mind issues for sure.
Now, the housing crisis is also something that we're hearing more about. There's growing pressure from municipalities. Do you think that this is something that the CAQ government is going to address?
Well, every municipality is asking the provincial and federal governments for support to build affordable and social housing. Now, the provincial and federal governments are telling the municipalities to loosen the rules and allow developers to build. So each one is throwing the ball back to the other. But at some point, Mr. Legault is going to have to partner with the municipalities and together go speak to Ottawa to loosen the purse strings to allow for more social housing to be built. And with that assistance comes the obligation, for the municipalities to allow developers to build more housing of all sorts. I think right now, the way the market stands, with interest rates at a very high level and construction costs being what they are, I think the only thing expected to be built will be rental housing, which would fill an enormous void and be long overdue. I think we are not keeping up at all with the demands of a city the size of Montreal, for starters, and other municipalities across the country are feeling the same kind of a pinch. Immigration is increasing that need for affordable housing. And when you look at the scarce supply, it only stands to reason that the costs are skyrocketing year after year.
Okay, thanks for your time, Karim.
My pleasure.